Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Fino Boxing. You can follow my personal social media at Adriana_sports. Enjoy. Hey guys, Adriana Jimenez, and I have the privilege here and the honor to have the living legend, Hall of Famer, and part of Golden Boy, Bernard Hopkins. B-Hop, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Here in Philadelphia, got some youth community stuff later on today, but everything is okay. Social distance, taking our time, and just moving forward. That's all.
Absolutely, and I'm very excited to see Golden Boy kicked off 2021 with the bang, having Ryan Garcia becoming interim champ against his opponent, and now we have Vergil Ortiz in just a few days away, taking on his toughest opponent, at least on paper, in former champ Maurice Hooker. How excited are you for this matchup to happen already?
I'm very excited. Marcus is not an opponent. He is a guy that, like you mentioned, he know how it is to be in that light of championship. He's just as eager to be in the light that Vergil is getting now, or the accolades of the conversation about Vergil Ortiz and how he looks to be the next star, if not the star now, coming on the heels of Ryan Garcia and other people. All this stuff is floating around, and they both are paying attention. This matchup is really a dangerous matchup, but not dangerous enough where I think that Vergil will rise up to the occasion like he have done often, but it won't be easy, I believe, in this fight, even though you didn't ask me what I think as far as the prediction and all that, because I can tell you leading up to it, both guys know how important this fight is. And I think that's going to play in to the psyche leading up to the fight in a couple of weeks.
And I feel like this fight, besides an opportunity for a world title shot, there's also bragging rights. They're both from Dallas. There's a lot on the line on this fight, isn't there?
Yes, it's a lot of bragging rights for the fight. Like you said, both guys from Dallas, they going to have both fans rooting for them, probably 50-50, rooting for both guys. So nobody has the advantage, I believe, to be able to say, you're in my hometown or I'm in your hometown. It's going to come down to mano to mano. And I know you like that because I like it, because it makes everybody understand they have to be put on notice. Either it's going to be someone that's going to rise up, which is, I call him the hooker, or it's going to be Vergil Ortiz. I tell you, he's going to have to overcome something early in the fight, Vergil, that is, to show his dominance and to show whether he's the real deal. I know he's the real deal. I'm pretty sure, I haven't asked you, but I'm pretty sure you believe that also. A lot of other people believe it. But I go back to, let me mention, I want to go back to Ryan Garcia's fight. Getting off the canvas when I was there ringside and watch him get off that canvas and show what he's made of. Yes, we know he's talented. Yes, we know that sky's the limit. Vergil's in the same position. Think about it. He's in the same position to be able to show he's not just a Mexican fighter that's built up by a Mexican promoter. That we talking this way, or everyone else talking this way because of what? Because we supposed to, right? But it makes us feel great where he makes us look like we're geniuses, or we know what we're actually talking about. And I really believe, watching Vergil Ortiz, watching his poise, watching his professionalism at that age, he's young, 21, 20? I mean, I ain't gonna tell you how much off balance I was at 2021, let alone I'm looking at these guys and seeing the poise and seeing he don't get hyped up. He don't, he thank everybody. He go right back into the gym. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, yo, he's serious. Like, it's a difference between, oh, he's dedicated. He's serious about what he wants to be and what he wants to do. And that's what I hear from him. But it won't be given to him.
Right.
Nothing is given. I believe everything is earned. And he's going to have to earn it. He's going to have to earn it this fight, next fight, and the fight coming in the future. But this one is important. He must make an example that he's the real deal to move up in that stardom conversation.
And currently at 16-0 with 16 knockouts, how can you put into words how good he can be?
Well, to me, I would like to see him in the championship rounds and still muster up some strength and some intelligence in that ring and get those knockouts later. Trust me, hold me on this one. If he continue to fight, he's going to get those moments. He might not want them, but he's going to get those moments where the guy ain't going to go out as quick as the last 3 or 4 guys you fought. That's when I can see championship rounds from a championship or a future Hall of Famer or a future superstar in boxing. He has to be poised and also be ready and be a tiger that he is, and has he always fought, to my knowledge, when I started really paying attention, because of his knockouts. He has strong power, doesn't look like a strong, muscular guy, really thin, but strong. He has the goods. He has everything that it needs to be a top superstar fighter before this year is out. It's a whole fresh new year, but this is the stamp of approval this year. Think about COVID.
Yeah.
Think about 2019 or 2020, excuse me. Think about 2020 that's sort of been in exile, most fighters. The momentum now is to pick back up. He can't think about 2020. He has to think about now. Mm-hmm. And you got to look at one thing too that I want to mention real quick. A lot of fighters, not just Golden Boy, are anxious right now. Hell, you're anxious. I'm anxious to get the hell out, out the house every now and then. Think about it. You was anxious to get on a plane to go somewhere for the first time, right?
Yes.
Imagine you're a fighter, right? Female fighter, male fighter, it doesn't matter. And you've been active, right? 2018, 2019, you've been in the groove. Bam. There are going to be a lot of upsets. I'm talking about in boxing. There are going to be a lot of people that should win, somehow don't win. Because of that year, mentally and physically. Everybody haven't been in the gym. Now they rushing to get in the gym, losing 30 pounds, 25 pounds, and their head ain't right. This is a mental and physical game, not a physical, mental game. That's going to be a lot of people's excuses. I'm telling you now, because I want to be the first one to let you know, to be aware of it in 2021, that the pandemic is going to take a lot of blame for a lot of people hiccups.
I imagine so. I imagine so.
But Virgil Ortiz wouldn't be that person. And if he thought about it, he's going to see this interview and he's going to snap out of it, because this is an opportunity for everyone. Even the fighter that thinks somehow he's an opponent can become now the headliner, or he could become now the person that people are watching. Not necessarily the superstar, but the person that people are watching. And that's where you get a chance for opportunity. That's how I think. I'm still thinking like a fighter sometimes. When it need to be, I'm gonna think like that.
Yeah, I think it makes total sense, and I can't wait to see this fight between Virgil Ortiz and Maurice Cooker. I'll be there, so I'll be there.
Yes.
And I want to pick up on the key word that you mentioned in, superstar. You guys in Golden Boy, you guys also have another one in Jaime Munguia, who keeps rising and rising. And I know he's penciled in for April 24th,
Yes.
but it's not against Golovkin, who, it was talked about a lot. A lot of fans want to see that fight. So do we know who he'll be facing on April 24th?
Not right now, but I would have loved to see that Golovkin. That would have been, that would have been. Listen, that would have been a fight he can win and he can lose, because I think Golovkin still has some fire in his belly, and he has something to prove, and he would love to go ahead and get some type of revenge of any means necessary to him, and for not that fight not to happen, it's okay. Definitely was a good reason that I can't speak about it, but there are going to be some good fights that he's going to do this year. And once he break that first ice to get in that ring, once the ice is broken and get in the ring, 2021, I think that he will be more active, at least 2 or 3 times a year fighting, because he's young, he's always in shape, and he wants to fight. And they got a year of exile. So they want to come right at guys knocking out guys or going a distance, and they physically ready. They ready to go back in the ring. They ready to go back in the ring. Is the promoters now going to have the challenge on getting a roster fed and getting things moving. We all gonna have to move once the doors open up. You ever see those bulls when they open up the thing and the bulls all come running out? Just think about later. Bernard said bulls, and I know what he means now.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance that we're gonna see this fight between Munguia and Golovkin anytime soon? This year, next year?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they on a collision course. Yes. That's a fight. That's a fight that has a lot of conversations now, and it's gonna have more conversations as we get closer. I want that fight. I want that fight. Oscar wants that fight. We want that fight. We just need to let the politics work in the favor of the fans and the fighters. And once that's happening, because that's always been a problem in boxing and getting things done. The fighters, I believe, will fight. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, fighters will fight whoever they need to fight. They don't really care. We must have that same mentality and everybody treated fairly, not taken advantage of or not using things to not let the fighter fulfill his Hall of Fame or future Hall of Fame, opportunities in career that they striving for. I believe 90% of fighters want to be where I am or higher, or where Oscar's at or higher, or any other superstar fighter or former fighter. They want to be in the history books. They understand. I speak to fighters at least three or 4 times a week, and a lot of them is not with us because I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from a fight town, and they respect me. And they respect me enough to tell them the truth. It's time to pack it in, if I gotta tell them that. But you can do what you wanna do, but you ask me. Now, when you ask me, well, I ask you, Bernard, because you'll tell me the truth, whether I like it or not. And that's the respect I have, female or male fighter.
Absolutely. I'd like to ask you also, obviously recently there was a lot of buzz about Ryan Garcia and a potential fight against Manny Pacquiao. At first, I was surprised to even hear about that, and then I hear it's not happening.
I'm glad.
Go ahead.
I'm glad that fight's not happening. You want to know why?
Yeah, I would love to know why.
Let me tell you why. Pacquiao is not out of boxing talent-wise for Ryan Garcia to be picking on him. And I don't mean calling him out. Mm-hmm. picking on him, whatever you want. I said picking, I'm gonna use both of them. I believe Ryan, again, being young, ready to fight everything, ready to take on everything. I was there a long time ago. I know the mentality. I got nephews now, so I can see them thinking, and I gotta calm them down and not seem like a dream killer. See, it's way to talk to young folks without them assuming that you a dream killer. Pacquiao, it's a different level. A different level on where he's at now, where he's accomplished and the experience that he had, and there's no wear and tear on him for me to see that he is ready to be picked on by any young, inexperienced guy on that level. Ryan Garcia is a jewel to me, a diamond, not in the rough. He's been out of the rough. He exposed. We know it shines, especially after the last fight. We know that this is a diamond and not a Socodian or whatever they call it. He's fake. Yeah. We know he's not fake. You've seen him get up. Right. I seen him get up. You was there probably. I was there. We know he's the real deal. Pacquiao, no. But Tank Davis, now you got my ear. Now we can understand. Now let's have a more reasonable conversation. Leave Pacquiao alone. If you beat Pacquiao, you beat the old guy. He was done a couple of years ago, but he, caught him at the right night. No. If you take a Tank Davis, no disrespect to Tank, but you got a better chance on getting all the accolades of the praises to beating a Tank Davis than you would do if you even beat Pacquiao. You're not going to get the same respect by beating Tank Davis.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You go from the top. You don't go for the legend. Just because you beat a legend, you don't become a legend.
Makes total sense. Before I let you go, I do want to see, I would like to hear your thoughts. I know even though Canelo's no longer with Golden Boy, I know there's still friendship between you guys. You've known him forever. Did you watch his performance against his mandatory in Abney Yildirim?
Yes, I watched it.
Can I hear your thoughts?
What I think about it?
Yeah, your thoughts on his performance.
Well, I can tell you what the next maybe 2 fights going to be without him being a part of Golden Boy. And again, you look at the pandemic, right or wrong, that's going to be, but don't let nobody tell you about the pandemic for an excuse that they didn't do anything that you asked them to do that they should have done. Because I'm telling you, that pandemic, the reason I think the fight was warranted because what? He wants to give off some rust. He wants to be back in the know of his engine. This car, right, human being, this athlete has been, say in a garage, I'm gonna use a little play with this. If you don't start that car up, if you don't let them fluids go inside that car and start it up and shut it up, and you just let it sit, I don't care how good you are. You jump in that ring cold feet, you will get upset by a person that wouldn't have had a chance in hell to beat you. I'm thinking he's gonna fight maybe 1 or 2 more of those type fights. He gets a pass. These are the fans of Philadelphia telling me. They wanna watch it because they've been cooped up in the house in lockdown for so many years. They don't even care if he fights somebody's grandmother right now. Listen, but it ain't gonna be like that forever. He did what he's supposed to do. He executed. He got him out of there. He didn't take any chances. He didn't seem to be carrying nobody, obviously, because he's knocking these guys out like bowling pins. I believe in the next 2, possibly 3, but I just say 2, that we will start seeing him fighting some stiff competition. Now, you didn't ask me, but I'm gonna tell you, because I can't help myself, my hand is itching, I gotta tell you who I would love to see Canelo fight. Obviously, if he was with us, I would have said the same thing because we'd have been promoting it. I have so much respect for this guy. I believe he's the best opponent out there. Not even opponent, a best champion out there to challenge Canelo. You know who that is? You know who that is?
Are you talking about your new fighter in Zurdo Ramirez? No? Who are you talking about then?
I'll give you a hint. It's 2 brothers, and they from Houston.
Oh, the Charlo.
Hello. Listen, let me tell you about that fight, if you mind.
Go ahead, please.
No, because I don't know how much time we have. But listen, I want to see that fight. I wanted to see that fight before Canelo started his own business, his own company, which I respect. But I'm not gonna stop talking about it. Oh no, ain't. Who gonna muzzle Bernard Hopkins? I'm telling you what I want to see as a fan who just in the promoter's business. Right? So I get questions on both ends. I get questioned as a fighter, ex-fighter, and I get questions as a promoter. Every damn day I step out of this house, this apartment, in Philadelphia, or in Delaware, or in Bahamas, in another country, Miami. Yo, anyways, I get these questions. I gotta say something that I believe in. I don't just say, there's no fluff here. I am who I am. I'm gonna tell you what I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. So it ain't no fluff. I would like to see that fight this year. I don't know if it's gonna happen. People can't say that Canelo's with Golden Boy and the Charlo brothers with Golden Boy. That's why Bernard want this. None of them is with us. We don't promote none of these guys. So that's the authentic and that's the credibility of what I stand on. I would love to see that fight. That's a fight that I can say would give Canelo his biggest challenge that he had with Mayweather. Mm-hmm. This fight will be just as challenging with the young, with the strong, and can fight and believe he can win. This ain't promoting, this is telling you from a fan. I've spoken to both of the Charlo brothers. I've been in their presence. They're real athletes, they serious business. I want to see that fight. I want to see that fight. Every camera, or microphone, or interview I do, and we talking about Bernard, this year, like things opening up, what you want to see, you're going to hear me say that. I guarantee you, hold me to it. You're going to hear me saying, like, I promote both guys, and I don't. That's because I know what the fans want. I respect the fans. I listen to the fans. I'm overly talkative with the fans. They love it. I love it. And I would like to see that fight. That fight there do a lot. That fight would do a lot for us.
That is what the fans are saying. The fans are asking for Canelo to face, Charlo. They're also asking for Benavidez. I know that Canelo wants Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant to become undisputed at 168, but a lot of fans aren't really happy with that. They want to see the Charlo, the Benavidez.
Billy Joe Sanders has a title, right? WBO?
Yeah.
He's WBO, right?
WBO, and that's who he's scheduled for May
8th. Yeah, I know. But Billy, well, let me say this about Billy Joe Sanders. I'm not impressed. I'm not. When you talk about Billy Joe Sanders versus Jamal Charlo, not going to be a hypocrite. I know what I said 10 minutes ago or more. He need to get the dust off. The car been sitting in the garage. And I'm talking about not training. Canelo's been doing what he needs to do to keep his body right, but it's nothing like the headgear. Listen, I don't care how much you spar. I don't care how much you in the gym. I don't care how much you running. If you're not retired and you're doing these things, it doesn't mean nothing until you get in that ring with no headgear and you at a fight with fans or no fans. In this case, 40%, 50%, whatever they open it up to be. It is, any fighter can tell you, there's a big difference between sparring, hitting the bag, playing around in the gym with your buddy, or being in a fight. That counts. What happens in that gym don't count. It count on the streets. It count in conversation of what happened amongst trainers and whoever's in the gym, but it has no merit in the real deal in the ring when it counts.
B-Hop, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. I know our time is up, but I really thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and I hope we can do this again soon. There's so many other questions I'd love to ask you, so I'll let you go for now, but I really do hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you. See you in Texas.
Yes, I'll see you there.
All right.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, Gabe.
Have a good day, everybody.
You too.
Have a good day.
Bye.